Well, hello everyone and welcome to Moementum channel. My name is Mo, and in this video we are going to walk you through another episode of our periodic update on our Wealthsimple investment portfolio challenge, where the goal is to grow this portfolio from a mere $5,000 all the way to $250,000. Now, for those of you who might be new to Moementum channel, here on Moementum channel, we talk about various topics, including investing in the stock market, cryptocurrency, real estate, as well as financial planning, financial education. And one of the video series that we have is around providing a portfolio update on a periodic basis. This is an account we have with Wealthsimple Trade. And as you see, currently the account balance is sitting at just over $16,500. And we are going to provide you an update in terms of how this account has performed over the past several periods. We'll also walk you through exactly what positions we own in this stock, how many in this portfolio, including how many different stocks, at what purchase price we have them, and their overall return. We'll also provide an update on our past purchases, and of course share with you some of our plans in terms of the upcoming week and the days ahead, what type of stocks or ETFs we are planning to add to our stock positions and stock investment portfolio. With that, let us get into this video. All right, so as you notice here, our one-day return is fairly stagnant, as just went down by about $20. Our 1 week, though, is definitely a totally different story. Unfortunately, the past 1 week return has been drastically down and negative. In fact, we are showing a negative 5%. Or $800 negative in the loss. But these are, remember, these are unrealized loss. So what we do, we won't panic. And in fact, we will try to take advantage of market pullbacks as opportunity to add to our positions of quality stocks or ETFs that we own in our portfolio. 1 month's return, we are showing a negative 1%. Our 3 months return is showing, again, fairly flat at 0% or negative $58. Our 1 year return, though, is probably a much better story. In fact, before we used to show around 44% 1 year return, but as time goes by, and of course, as we've had some of those pullbacks and negative performances over the past 1 week and month, we are now showing a 1 year return of 38%. Not that bad. Definitely was a much rosier picture a few weeks ago, but you got to take it as is. And our all-time return is showing 40%. All right, with that, let us move ahead and take a look at the exact holdings that we have within this portfolio. I'm going to walk you through them one by one and mention to you what's the all-time return for those and what is our plan, whether we intend to buy, sell, or hold on to these shares. All right, the first holding that we have here is Apple, ticker symbol AAPL, and we have 6 shares of Apple, and it's showing an overall return of 10% or 10.4%. With Apple, their prices have been up and down, especially the past couple of days. It was going down a little bit. We don't intend to sell our shares of Apple. We are planning to hold on to our Apple shares for the long term. In fact, if the price keeps dropping, we might be adding more to our positions, but not at this stage. That's not the intention. Particularly with Wealthsimple Trade, if you add shares of foreign US company, in this case non-Canadian stocks or ETFs, you have to pay a conversion fee. That's why we don't necessarily intend to add a lot more to our shares of US dollar stocks here in Wealthsimple Trade. I do own shares of Apple through other investment portfolio that I have, in particular with Questrade, so I do feel that I have a good exposure to Apple as a whole. We still are maintaining our 2 shares of Blink Charging. We were showing a much better return, but the price of Blink Charging stock has definitely gone down. We do have an intention of ultimately selling the Blink Charging stocks at a much higher price. So we have a limit sell order for it at a much higher price, which obviously hasn't been fulfilled. So it's still showing a 12% positive return at this stage. Bristol Myers, we own 7 shares and it's showing a positive 25% return. Bank of Nova Scotia is a Canadian bank. We have 15 shares and it's showing a positive 21% plus. Salesforce, we have 3 shares and it is showing a positive 5% return. Corsair Gaming is another US dollar stocks that we have. We have 9 shares. It is showing a negative return of 7.7%. We have a number of shares with Emerge ARC, and these are the Canadian version of the ARC Invest ETFs. So we have 11 shares of Emerge ARC FinTech Innovation ETF, ticker symbol EAFT. It is showing a negative return of 8%. We also have 20 shares of Emerge ARC Genomics and Biotech ETF, the ticker symbol EAGB. It is showing a negative return of 12%. And lastly, we have 31 shares of Emerge ARC Global Disruptive Innovation ETF. It is showing a negative 12.67%. The Emerge ARC ETFs, the Canadian version of the ARC Invest, have definitely been down quite extensively over the past weeks and months. So what we are trying to do is trying to take advantage of that, add to our existing shares, and try to take advantage of dollar cost averaging. Gilead Sciences, we still maintain our 4 shares. It's a dividend-paying pharmaceutical healthcare company, and it's showing a positive return of 3.78%. Harvest Clean Energy, we are showing a negative return of 8%. We've been trying to add to our HCLN shares here just to try to dollar cost average. Neo Lithium Corporation, we have 69 shares, and it is showing a negative 7.63%. Pfizer, we are owning 21 shares at this time. It is showing a positive return of 22.45%. Palantir is one of our other holdings. We have 10 shares. It is now showing a negative return. Previously, we were on the positive on this one, but definitely this stock has had some pullbacks. It's showing now negative 3.86%. Pizza, we bought these shares a couple of weeks ago. It's monthly dividend paying company. We have a video on Pizza on this channel. If you haven't checked that, I do encourage you to check it out. We'll add a link to the cards here on the video. We have 1.80% return on these 5 shares that we have with Pizza. Qualcomm is a semiconductor company. We have 8 shares. It's showing a positive return of 11%. And Real Matters is one of the real estate kind of IT merge company. It is actually in real estate networking and providing IT solutions for the real estate and mortgage brokers. We have 156 shares. It is now showing a negative 0.72%, just short of 1% negative. Royalty Pharma, we own 29 shares. It is showing a negative 4.48%. Royal Bank of Canada, we have 5 shares, and it is showing a negative, it is showing a positive 19.88%, much better than negative story, definitely. Time to be back to some positive stories here. With Toronto Dominion Bank, another Canadian bank, you can see we love having these Canadian banks, solid Canadian banks in our portfolio. They are solid dividend payers, and we have 7 shares of TD. It is showing a positive return of 22.5%. Vanguard FTSE Canadian Capped REIT Index, Real Estate Index, we have 12 shares. It's showing a positive return of 13.47%. Verizon, we have 10 shares. It is showing a positive return of 5.30%. And lastly, we have 2 index ETFs, XDV or BlackRock Canada iShares Canadian Select Dividend Index. It's showing 23.40% for our 5 shares. And of course, XIT or BlackRock Canada iShares S&P Toronto Stock Exchange Capped Information Tech Index, which invests in Canadian companies investing and involved in the information technology sector. This was showing a much higher return, but definitely has had some pullbacks. We have 16 shares, and it's showing a positive 2.69%. I wouldn't mind adding to my shares of XIT and adding to my shares of VRE if they continue to have some more pullback along the way over the next couple of weeks and the months to come. All right, with that, what we can do, we can hover over to our overall activities list and take a look at our recent buys. We haven't had any selling, so we're not going to cover that. You've noticed that we have a number of pending requests. These are limit buys that have not been fulfilled, so we'll make sure we skip through them as those are not the ones that have been fulfilled. But what I'm going to do, I'm going to show you the most recent buys that we've had in this account. You notice here for our personal account that we've covered in this video, we bought 1 share of Real Matters at the price of $15.90. We bought 1 share of HCLN, Harvest Clean Energy ETF, at the price of $14.44. We've been adding to our EAGB shares. We bought one at the price of $22.84. We bought one more share of HCLN at the price of $15.06. We bought one share of EARK, $21.11. One more share of Real Matters at the price of $16.24. We're trying to buy them as the prices dropped. So as you can see at different prices we purchased them. We bought one more share at the price of $16.10 for Real Matters. And for HCLN, if you go a little further, we see that we bought a couple of them towards the past couple of weeks. So bought one at the price of $15.57, $15.96, and also one at $14.67. So those were some of our buys in this account. If you look at our deposits, and just to show you, the last deposit was a long time ago. In fact, was early in April, so we haven't had one recent deposit. But let us take a look at our dividend income and see if we have had any recent dividends. So yeah, we do start seeing some of those coming in the past couple of days. With Verizon, they paid us $7.74 Canadian dollars in dividend. Bristol Myers, we got paid $4.22 in Canadian dollars. As you notice here, that any US company or ETF, as they pay the dividend, they are automatically being converted into Canadian dollars, because with Wealthsimple Trade, you can't hold those funds in US dollars. We got paid $4.74 from Toronto Dominion Bank. XDV paid us 48 cents. Bank of Nova Scotia paid us a juicy $11.70. We also got paid earlier on in April, $1.05 with VRA as dividend income. So those are some of our most recent dividend income that we've had in this account. In terms of our approach for the weeks ahead and where we see this portfolio, as I mentioned earlier on, the focus would definitely be on trying to take advantage of dollar cost averaging, particularly for the stocks or ETFs where we are already showing a total negative return. So those are the ones that I would like to take advantage of, especially the bigger ones, like some of those ARK ETFs, or the ones that we had earlier on, for example, potentially Real Matters, or some of our index ETFs, ones that we talked earlier on. Let me know if you own any of these same shares or stocks or ETFs in your own portfolio. I would love to hear from you. Be sure to leave us a comment down below and let us know what they may be. I hope you found this video beneficial and you gained something of value from it. If you did, please be sure to give it a thumbs up and share it with someone who might benefit from the video as well. And of course, don't forget to subscribe to Moementum channel. Here on Moementum, we post weekly various videos about investing in the stock market, real estate, or crypto, as well as providing education on financial planning and financial freedom. Thank you, and we hope to see you next time.